Boyd Pierce is ready to introduce this event to you, so let's go up into the ring and pick up the ring announcer.
This event, 2 out of 3 falls with a 1-hour time limit. In the blue corner, J.J. Dillon proudly presents at 300 pounds the world's strongest man, Ken Patera. And across the ring in the red corner, 245 pounds from Mexico City, Super Sock, Jose Lothario. Your referee, Danny McShane.
Tonight we're going to take this powerful arm that you see right here, and we're going to bend Bruiser Brody like he's some kind of a pretzel. We're going to bend his arm up this way, back that way, up this way, and show him for what he is. Maybe the second strongest wrestler in the world, if that much.
James Dillon expounding on the virtues of the world's strongest wrestler, Mr. Ken Patera. Patera with the Olympic emblem in beautiful needlework on the back of that magnificent costume he's wearing, has a valet well suited to the job. If there's anything Dillon can do, it is be a valet. Ken Patera, who set a lot of weightlifting records and boasts a tremendous amount of strength. Fans here are jeering him as he started to remove those white pants that he's wearing. Evidently a cover-up, there's no doubt about it. And you hear whoops and hollers and strange sounds from all sides of the building as Ken Patera unveils and is ready to proceed. So this is 2 out of 3 falls. It has a 60-minute time limit, and James J. Dillon, who handles the fortunes of Ken Patera. Lothario, who is billed as the wrestler who can hit harder than any other in the wrestling game, facing the man whose strength has won him the top ranks of the WWF, man who is as well known in the main event of Madison Square Garden as he is here in Houston, Texas, perhaps even a bit more so. Ken Patera's brother is the football coach of the Seattle Seahawks and does a pretty good job of it, as the Houston Oilers team will attest. And Patera is finding Lothario just a little bit too ready. The attitude of readiness on Lothario's part doesn't scare a man. It just means that if you take note of it, you're going to stay in the ring a little bit longer. Because when you make a mistake and Lothario's ready, he's going to knock your block off. Fans are telling him to throw the first blow. He hesitated that time, but he sure got a mandate from this crowd to lay it in there. So the hold is a headlock, and Patera was trying to loosen it up so he could get down and get a leg. And the world's strongest man almost was brought down to the level of a weakling. Dillon, who fancies himself as a wrestling expert and is evidently a student of the game, gives advice to a man who can lift him up and throw him right out of the building. But he can't throw Lothario out of the building, and therein lies the problem. Arm bar, well-applied hold, good solid grip by Ken Patera. And whoops, those educated legs of Jose Lothario come up to snare around the head of Ken Patera. So a head scissor, and Patera not only owns the hold, right now he owns Ken Patera's head. Patera now oh, that'll take the skin off your nose or the hair off your head, depending on exactly how he's able to apply the pressure. Well applied grip. Lothario puts the pressure on. Is it a chokehold? That depends. I'm not up there and I'm not feeling around. Now with the arm around the chin, it's almost impossible to turn it into a strangle, but with the size of Lothario's legs, it is possible that he is able to put pressure against the throat and against the chin at the same time. And grabbing onto the throat is actually what causes the hold to be illegal. Spreading the knees apart, and he got his head out. Here's Patera, and this, oh, man. He just came down there with enough force to almost drive his way through that canvas. He hit with a crash. You'd think that he had dropped a 500-pound weight on it that time. And he has the chair. He just threw it in there, and Lothario knows what to do with it. Any time that you give Jose Lothario the opportunity to get his hands on a chair, particularly if somebody else has intentions of using it, he's going to make a dream come true. He's his own. There goes the first wallop that Lothario was able to really throw, and now he's getting it in there where it's in his range. Oh, that left come up there beautifully. Ken Patera backing up in the corner and looking for an opening. He found it. Backbreaker. He dropped him on his side that time, but the hold essentially was a backbreaker, and he took a hunk of the nose that time and turned it to good advantage. Listen to the noise from that crowd here as Ken Patera catches a whopping from Jose Lothario, the man who can use his fists better than any wrestler in the game. Patera's got the muscle power, but putting that muscle power into the proper orbit is what counts. Here he goes for a grip that is pure strength. The squeezing of those big arms around the midsection of Lothario. He's got it low enough to cause damage. He hooks him well. He keeps his big chest up against Lothario, something to pull against, and he shortens his grip in there so that he can pull in tight. And Jose is in trouble. Big broad back of the man who lifted weights in the Olympics for the USA right now, lifting Jose Lothario in the pursuit of professional cash. Lothario could lose on this grip. Referee Irish Danny McShane checking, making sure, and as Patera pours it to him, Lothario is losing his strength. You see those arms start to go down, but he's fighting them up, and the crowd is trying to encourage him. They are roaring now and trying to sound off so that Lothario gets some inspiration. And Jim Dillon at ringside is screaming for Patera to lay it in, and he's upset with the crowd for the noise they're making in favor of Lothario, and Lothario managed to pop him right smack in the head and get out of the grip. Impatiently, Dillon is urging Patera to move in and destroy Jose Lothario. So if one hold doesn't work, then you soften them up with the application of those feet. He's got the muscle to show, I'll tell you. Ooh, how he lays it in there. There he goes for that same bear hug. He sneaks under those arms. He wraps his own arms in tight, and he can put a whale of a squeeze on you. Man who can lift 500 pounds over his head is going to have the power in all parts of his arm to be able to pull it in tight. And there is Lothario now looking for a way to lay it in there. But it's more than just be wanting to hit him. You've got to be in a position so that when you throw it against him, you are not going to injure yourself. Patera puts the squeeze and the bear hug, and he lays tightly in there against him. And he puts the pull in there, he puts the squeeze, and Lothario has evidently learned to live with it right now, and he is determined to... There was a blow that hit him on both ears at the same time. When you do that, you capture the air inside the ear. You cover up the ear with the arm, the forearms, or the hands, and you have then made it possible for no air to escape, and you pierce the eardrum at times. And here is at the 10-minute mark is Patera outside pounding away at Lothario. Patera's back in the ring. He gets the benefit of having broken the count. Lothario now is still subjected to the count, but he's in. Patera falling into trap. He is trying to beat Lothario at his own game, throwing punches. And that could defeat this strong man. Lothario caught that time and laid down on the canvas, and Patera could not miss the opportunity to gloat just a little, and it may have cost him a pin. Lothario swapping wallops with Patera, and oh, when he comes up with that swinging hook from there is the left hook, and that's one of Lothario's best blows. He can hit with either hand, and down goes Patera, and listen to that tremendous uproar from this crowd as Jose Lothario now has the world's strongest wrestler right where he wants him, driving it home and knocking Ken Patera back enough. And here goes Patera looking for his full Nelson, and the full Nelson is the hold with which he wins the matches he doesn't win with a bear hug. And Lothario's in a good spot. He's got him crawfishing. He wants to get in there and lay that blow in there where it'll do something. And Lothario aiming him for the turnbuckle, and he's after Jim Dillon, and oh, hit solidly in there. Jim Dillon jumped up on the apron. Lothario's in trouble. Here is almost 300 pounds of Ken Patera as he drops off to drive his wallop in there, and Lothario's neck is giving him trouble. His head was twisted to one side, and here comes Patera with the airplane swing used with a full Nelson, but Lothario is still in there trying to fight it with that big neck of his, and Patera bearing down on that. McShane trying to check the hand and the arm of Lothario, and the crowd sounding off, trying to give Lothario the break by giving him, there is a leg outside the ropes, and Danny McShane calling him, and Lothario's back in the ring, but it was Jim Dillon who managed to pour the... He managed to push that leg over that rope, and now he's pouring it to him, and Lothario's in a bad way. This hold is a dangerous hold and can produce a broken neck, and has on occasion. There is the call for the bell, and Patera is the winner of the first fall of this event here at the Sam Houston Coliseum. So James J. Dillon is the manager of the man who has won the first fall of this 2 out of 3 fall match. And Lothario is down, and the second tried to touch his head, and Lothario is having his problems. Notice that Pat Hatchell tried to help Lothario, and Lothario now is holding his he's holding his head and his neck, and James Dillon crowing as he walks around the ring. Irish Danny McShane. There is a minute to go in this rest period. Let's stay here because the Jose Lothario has not moved. His head is still twisted at a peculiar angle, and he is swung around at the second as he tries to ease some of that pressure. McShane looking and looking closely, and there are 30 seconds still remaining. Lothario still down, and Jim Dillon is in his element up there as Ken Patera moves around that ring and waits for the opportunity to pounce in on an injured Jose Lothario. The bell will ring in less than 10 seconds, and there is Lothario with his head turned off to the side, and McShane pushes him back, and McShane says, ring the bell again. That's going to be it. The match is going to go to Ken Patera with Jose Lothario, his neck injured, he is trying to move, but this is the right decision as far as referee Danny McShane is concerned, because Dillon is looking down at Jose Lothario and mimicking him, but this is strictly Jim Dillon. Patera gets his hand raised again. He is the winner, and Jose Lothario is in serious trouble. We'll be back here in a moment. Right now we pause for this word from the studio.